Oh, hello. New day, new hustle. So, something we have been postponing since March. We need to remove the mat today to see what's lurking underneath it. To see if we need to weld this driver floor. Hopefully not, but I need to start disassembling here this. Figure out how the seat comes off, etc. So that way we can see underneath the mat properly, because right now not too good of a vision. And if it's good, hopefully it is, then we need to add some bitumen to it, just like on the walls. That's not looking too promising. Oh shoot! Some of the screw is missing. Literally. Not too good. Not as bad. Oh shit. Looking at design here to get the floor mat off. I need to cut it once again because it's going behind the dashboard. Why? Scania, why? The edge is somewhere here. Oh no. Oh man. Well, yeah. Scania, why? I don't want to remove the steering column, but in order to remove the seat base, the bolt is somewhere there. You can remove the box from underneath the seat, because it's hitting the steering column and pedals, so I would need to remove them to remove this box to get access to the bolts underneath the seat. But in order, I can just remove these, but this well, I can access it, but this isn't fun. Oh, Scania, why? Well, seat is off. I thought something had been done well, but no, this isn't a quick coupler, so I need to remove this from here. It would have been too easy if this would have been a quick coupler. I could have just plopped it out and be done with it, but no, of course not. And with my luck, this is stuck. Yeah, seems like. Never mind, that was a quick coupler, it was just stuck. I was so near in losing faith in life in general, because this is the control box for the chain lift, and it's welded onto the seat bracket. And in order to get the seat bracket out, I need to remove this, and the wires go here, and yeah, somewhere there. But fortunately Dad noticed that these are labeled 1, 2, 3 in number order, so I could just pull all of these out so that could be an idea. Feeling lazy, I'll try to do it this way. Wires are just long enough. Is the step big enough? No. Yeah. Okay, new roadblock. The mat, it's underneath the gas pedal. Yeah, no biggie. But the problem is that the gas pedal is held with 4 bolts. And the bolts are somewhere around here. Oh man. So, decision has been made. I need to cut here, and then here, and a bit around here to remove it underneath there. I won't be tilting the cap to remove the pedal, so yeah, fun times. And just like that, the floor mat should be coming off. Yeah, that mat is literally glued to the pedal. Actually, it could have come off, I think, if I had folded it, but couldn't know. Let's figure out how hard it is. Clean it up, remove the sound damping material. Let's see. It looks dry. Nothing is coming off in chunks. Oh shit. Yeah. Oh yeah. It's dry, it's healthy. I need to check this area. Hard. Mika! Ei hitsattavaa. Eikö muka pääse tuosta läpi? Tässä toinen työkalulta pääsee.
Uskon niin.
Nyt jotain löytyy. Joo, mä rupeen niin muroimaan sitä. Entä vaan
Ei se usko, niitä oli hyvä päästä.
Well, now starts a speed run that we didn't expect. We need to clean up everything, take the angle grinder with steel wire, clean up the rust, and our goal is to paint the inside of the cap so that there isn't any bare metal anywhere, so that we can rebuild it tomorrow. So it's 7:30 p.m. No, 5:30 p.m. and it gets dark at around 8:30, so there's 3 hours to clean up this, remove everything, clean up the rust spots, because they aren't that bad. They don't need to be treated with acid or anything, so just clean it up, paint, and tomorrow bitumen and reassembly, mats, everything. So a hell of a lot to do tomorrow. Let's see what happens. Everything's out. I vacuumed, removed most of the original stuff, and now just the tedious work to scrape off the rust and then clean up the surface. I think this might be the cleanest and emptiest the cap has ever been outside the factory, and cleanest it will ever be in our usage. That was using this for a couple of weeks, and well, yeah, there was everything here. But yeah, at the moment I'm going to add some bitumen undercoating to the rails. Mika is mixing the paint, so I'll just chop a bit of bitumen there and then paint, and then we will call it a day. So the problem is that these beams are connected to each other, of course. So I need to figure out the way not to spray everywhere. I want that the coating only the inside the beam, not on the floor. Good enough, I guess. And then the rest. Well, let's go. Mika gave me this spray gun, so it's all my fault when it's not good. Tuo viuhkasit aika pienen. No. there's no point of painting this section because it's untouched. It's fine. And good thing is that I don't need to watch out for the walls. We'll redo them. Oh shit, there's so much paint left. Onko sulla sit vielä ylimääräisenä sitä maalia?
Ei, en tiedä kausta.
Mä mietin, että vetää pensselillä, kato sen ovenreunan siitä.
No joo. Siellä haisee pahalle.
Yeah, that's great for now. It'll dry up overnight and tomorrow when we come back in the morning we can start reassembly mats, sound insulation and everything. So this should be the dry rust. It doesn't spread that easily, and now that it's closed underneath the paint, it should be all good to go. So, you know, rust only spreads if it gets moisture on it, or well, then it spreads really fast, but now it's dry, clean and closed, so it shouldn't rust. Luckily we didn't need to weld, that was a big relief. But yeah, I'll be back here tomorrow. Well, good morning. So, I'll start the soundproofing project now. I calculated, I think I had 9 of these sheets. So, I hope that's enough. I'm not sure. But, well, that's the original padding on that part. So, it would be easiest to do with the thin mat, because it's so flexible. But I'll see, I'll start here on the parts that I painted last night, and I will see what happens. If I don't have enough, then well, no biggie. I'll start with these are the most important parts. I can use this stiffer mat on that. It isn't as fun to use, but you know, I have tons of that. And if I was smart, I would start by laying everything here, just like this, just to see how much I exactly have. One mat there, and if I add a second one, it covers almost all of that. So 2 pieces, 2 whole pieces to that, 2 there, probably 1 like this here, and second there. So that's 6 sheets plus all of those pieces. So it'll be close. And now I also need a something small, a piece of wood or something, so that I can use the punch to make the holes for the seat, etc. So yeah, and well, I have to admit that won't be fun to do, because I need to check the hole, punch it, and then make sure it's 100% in place. Because if I punch it off, I won't be taking that and hitting here because, well, that would ruin the paint and then there would be bare metal, so. But yeah, I'll start from the front corner and see where I get to. Also, I think it would be best to find the cover plate there to keep the wires in place. I had it somewhere. I'll search it, then I can install the collar in place and yeah. I'm making good progress here, but I don't feel like filming that much because Dad is underneath removing the tire rod end. It had some clear slack on it, and every time you turned the wheel it said clunk, and with fingers you could feel it. So he's taking that out, trying to get the new part tomorrow. And there's also tractor idling there because it had some cooling issues, that it started to leak the liquids out. So he's trying to figure that out and seeing now that it's getting warmer if it leaks again. But yeah, I've done that front section with the thin mat and just plugging along here. And as I wasn't that precise with the cleaning yesterday, I have lots of sand here, so I just wipe them off. You'll never get rid of the sand. Like I've said many times, this is a work truck for us, so if this was nothing but a show truck, then we could be more precise with the cleaning and not having extra stuff in the cab. But right now that we have the tiny toolbox, and if we need some tools, chainsaws, etc., I need to be carried in the cab. Not optimal, but you know, nothing you can do it for now. We have the big toolbox waiting, but we need to install the hook lift first and then figure it out. The big pro with the hook lift is that it has all of the valves on the front wall and the chain lift, all the solenoids, everything. The whole valve block is on the side of the truck, so it's taking so much space there that when we remove the chain lift, we'll release some space on the frame and we will be able to install the toolbox there. But you know, we need to take care of the hook lift first and then that. Editor's note. In this picture you can see what I mean. Valve block is circled with red and there is also something circled with white. That's the hydraulic motor for the tag axle lift. So that has to stay, but we can relocate the box. And right next to the valve block and the boogie lift motor, there is the toolbox I mentioned. So what I circled with yellow, that is the free space that will be on the frame, meaning that there's, what would I say, 1.5 meters, almost 2 meters, a free estate on the frame. So yeah, we can fit a big toolbox there. And this really isn't the easiest corner to do because it's turning all directions, so it should be like that. Anything is better than nothing, so whatever I do, it will be better than it used to be. One more bolt. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, those 4 are clean and ready to install, but I'll need the bigger mat first.
Täälläkin vähän pyörii.
I've succeeded in making my way to the driver's side, and I'm not looking forward to this project. So what I have marked here with the red, those are tiny screw holes for the wires that go here, and they were inside the protection sleeve. So the sleeve threads onto those screw holes, so I need to mark all of those and punch the holes to this and that, and yeah, and then the seat as well. Well, it's only with 4 bolts here and 2 there, so that's easier, but I'm not expecting the area around the pedals with the anticipation. That looks like hell, but nothing I can do for it. I just need to keep going and patching everything. So yeah, I hope that doing this with the wrapper on, I should be able to mark the, that goes there, and there should be. Let's see. Did that work? So I should have a mark from that somewhere here. I don't think it's visible enough. So around here. No, there, in that spot. Yeah, that's the spot. 1 hole. The red should be here. 1, 2, and right next to that should be next there. Yeah, great. Now I can spot those. And that's fitting fine. There's now 1, 2, 3, 4 holes for that, 5th, and seat holes. So I think I should be able to just plant them at here. I don't see a reason why I couldn't. Tiny bit off, but close enough so that I can open them enough. Good. And now the first spot on the whole truck around the pedals. I think if I'm being smart, I will cut this piece in half here and just do a big puzzle of parts. I think that is probably the smartest move because there are so many shapes. If I can find my knife. That is. I think that this section is done. I only put a bit of there because, you know. Oh, windy. But yeah, I put a bit of there that's kind of a awkward shape, and I only have one sheet of the thin flexible material left, so I can't cover all of that with it, so I think it shall be the original padding. It's pretty thick and I think it'll work. Now the next thing is to, I think, to pull the cables, and after that I can close that plastic thing that's on the windshield, and when that's done I think, yeah, I think I'll put the floor mats on, then the center console and seats last. That is probably the most logical way of doing things. But yeah, fire covers first. And if you wonder why I didn't punch any holes on the passenger side for like there, is that because of when we welded the plate, we have no idea where the holes would have been, so I have two-sided tape and I will just tape the sleeve there, so that should do it. And now, how were these built? I think some of these sections aren't even here. So that's 3 pieces, that's 3 pieces. So okay, it doesn't like to stay in place. That's fine. So one funny thing I noticed, these aren't 6mm or 7mm, they are 1/4 inch, which is kind of interesting because, as probably everyone knows, Scania is a Swedish brand, and in Sweden they use metric system, so I have no idea why they have decided to go for a 1/4 inch. I guess that'll stay well enough. That's the top section. It doesn't have any holes on it. This one has holes. Yeah. But not on the correct spot. What the heck? This. Do these match? No. This one. Yeah. This one matches. Yeah. This has clearly been here. You can see the hole. Down there. This. And of course, now that it's about 5 mils higher, it doesn't sit as perfect as it did before, but that's no biggie. No biggie at all. Alright, I know why I seemingly have extra parts. Ah, these aren't even connected here. They are just... yeah, that flips like that. Yeah, that has been there. Which way? Probably like this. Now that screw is too tight. Loosen it. Be able to slide that over. That. And now. And those two screws should fit there. No. I have forgotten that. And that. Oh, oh damn, oh damn. Has that had two? Looks like it. What? What? This way? This way. And I have two screws left. Sounds about right. So yeah, I quickly marked it this morning, so no wonder I have missed something. That fits fine. So, how not to use tools. And then the knife, let's dig those out. Let's see. There's one hole, yep. Oh yeah, there's a hole there, yep. What's up with the wind? Yep, and now this one. Should be true. And here come the wires. I'm not sure about this one, how this was. This is the seat heater, which has both of the seats connected. So, not sure whether this side came to the driver's side and that to the passenger, or vice versa. I think this way would seem smarter. Then I need a zip tie to cover. Connect this here, but that's a small thing. Oh, watch battery is running low. Okay, cool. So, seat heater, and just put the side right now. And these three big cables are for the ABS and DBS. That seems to have a bend there, so it has probably been like that. So does this one. It seems sharp. Oh yeah, it was just zip tied to the whole wire package because I tried to put them aside a bit when I was putting those parts on and the wires were being annoying. Well, I had to go ahead and watch my own video when I took this apart on how this was mounted here. Simply because the mat has a groove for it. It's around here and looks like this used to be here, but the wires came from here, not from here like I've done it. So this simply isn't enough to get here. It goes to itself. Will be safe for some other usage. And this piece was modded a bit, so I'll put this here, just pull the cable here. It should have more than enough clearance, so now I need to double-sided tape, and I think this amount of wire run is more than perfect. This and 2 pieces. Yeah. And these will be extra pieces for something else. I measured the mat, so it has around 5 centimeters there and 7 centimeters here. It has a small lip to come over here, so this should be pretty close. Just like that. And the tape roll there. I just hope that the mats fit after the insulation, because from factory they were designed to be against the metal. And now, like I said, everything is 5 mm thicker. Only things that might not fit well are the panels that go here. Not good, not good. Please don't do that. Oh shit. Yeah, that didn't work. Let's try again. That's nowhere near. Maybe I should start my own taping business. Fastest business you would ever see going bankrupt. There. That's it. That's the spot. I want to sit flat. Well, let's try. Actually, you can see the screw holes. This used to be screwed. This should be straight. Yeah, that's straight. That wasn't ever screwed on. Oh, it also had the corner I cut this way, here. And these pieces underneath there, over there. Actually, it might be better not to put it there, because that does a corner there, so the reason the dirty side is up is that hopefully it stays on better, because this side used to be against the floor and that's why it's full of rust. So I think that's good enough. Now the mat comes on it. I think that corner would it should be right about correctly. Yeah, now the mats. And now that these are still off, I'll clean the worst of them. Mika was washing the cars, or well, he still is. He was wondering why his car had some red staining. I had my car detailed this summer and the detailer called if I was using red color wax. Funny coincidence that is red, and we both had our cars nearby. Even though they were like 20 meters off, they still got some paint on them. But if you watched the painting video, you might remember the painter neighbor saying that be careful with the spraying, that the spray spreads everywhere, and you know, well, he wasn't lying. So anywhere nearby the fog just hovers over in the air, and you know, our both cars got hit. But it is what it is. It wasn't that thick of a layer, they got it mostly out, and what's left is so little that it's not noticeable. I wonder if I could use the pressure washer on this. I kind of want, but kind of don't, simply because the mat is thick. Please chill out! What the heck? But it has the foam underneath it, so if I spread it with too much, it will get wet. So it's 50-60 if I want to do it or not. Damn, these are so dirty. I didn't expect them to be this bad. Kehtaaks nää huuhdella pesurilla? These are kind of easy to do now, kind of hard, because these of course don't hold the shape they are meant to be, because that goes over the center console, etc. So well, Mika said that it's okay to quickly rinse these with pressure washer, so I guess that's fine. I won't be hitting the foam that much. Hopefully. So yeah, this section goes over the back hump. I can finish the cleanup process when they are in place. And one thing is that it's only end of September, I think. Battery has run dry. That's fine. But yeah, I think like September 21st or something. So it isn't that cold yet, it's like 15 degrees Celsius. If it was end of October or November, then it would be worse and colder, so if they're a bit damp when they go in, they will still dry. Or at least they should be. Oh, that has locking handle. Just realized. And these won't be hitting any metal that would rust, because there's bitumen all over, so I guess they are okay if they go in a bit damp. Hope so. Because removing this is a pain. Absolute pain. Well, not anymore, because these are cut to shape, so they will come out easily if the center console seats are out. And I don't want to be too precise with these, they will get dirty soon. Yeah, this washer isn't that good, but at least it's better than nothing. Wow, Mika had closed the water valve, so no wonder there was no water coming. Still not great washer, but yeah. What now? What now? Mitä vittua? Nothing goes as planned. Third try, hopefully now I can finish this. Just wonder what is here. Probably oil and mud and everything. And everything is leaking. The nozzle is leaking. The hose is leaking in several spots. Sometimes I hope we wouldn't be these cheapskates and would just buy new hose, but you know, putting some tape over the existing hose is enough for us. Rip shoe. And if anyone wants to learn a new Finnish word, that kind of a bed, not used in ages, but that with the wire mesh, it's called heteka or hetekka. I wouldn't call these clean, but they're less dirty, and I'm happy with that. Yeah. Out of curiosity, these mats, these are heavy. I would say 15 to 20 kilos, but let's see what the scale says. About 13.8. Well, 15 kilos wasn't that far off. Please turn off. So 14 kilos or almost 30 pounds for this. No wonder this is a heavy truck. Finally, I can throw this back inside. Let's see what kind of a hassle it is to install. So those wires, that's getting closer. Oh, I need to get all these wires in front of this one. So please move. There. Now that should move forward, go underneath that, around that. And there, I think that's correct. That backside goes behind that, and now the whole mat has to move. Those holes line up pretty much. There's one wire pass through. That's giving hard time. Yeah, it's not sitting 100% perfect. But that wire pass through seems to be alright there. I think I might have to cut a small lever here, sliver, because the stock wires went that far. So if I cut it here, it's now getting hung up on the wire. That goes behind the handle. That's underneath. And also that wire is getting caught up there, so I need to cut a bit for the wires, then it'll sit fine. Well, I installed the mats. That went pretty well. I think I would want to get something around the gas pedal, because it's now all can go inside the mat. All the dirt, mud and debris and so on, but nothing we can do now. But next order of business would be the center console, and I'm not sure how I can wiggle it in. Man, this might not be fun. There's a connector there. Any direction of anything to go over that? I don't think so. I really don't think so. Can I make it this way? Probably not. Maybe. Looking promising. Oh yeah. No. The wire mess. That wire will be removed. It's not needed. And the back mat looks to be going above the center console. Yes. Like that, bolt hole lines up, and that seems to line up. Them to go there. Something binding there, because it doesn't feel right yet. Well, maybe it's fine now. And now I need to find the bolts. Yep, it isn't fine. Sunday night training session. Oh, that's heavy as well. Probably like 40 to 50 kilos. Mennään sinne punkan puolelle, niin saadaan toi kisko. Ei riitä pituus, tarvii kaata kyljelle. Olisiko siinä? Ei, kyljelle. Ihan sama olisin mä voinut mennä ovestakin ulos. Käy se näinkin. And as per usual, I ran out of camera battery last night when we started to fight the benches on. But they are on now, the mats are on, the center console is on, it's missing that piece. That isn't on properly, some parts needed there, but the big things are done now. So that mat is somewhere. But this is starting to look like a truck again. That small plastic piece, it doesn't fit well because there's mat underneath it, so it doesn't sit flat. I need to lower it couple mils. Yeah. Next order of business would be to mount the second reverse camera. The wire is already outside and yeah. But no time to do that now.